Welcome to my Vision News. Breaking news for you from Addis Ababa, Ethiopian capital, where last week, on last Friday, we saw that security forces opened fire at Muslims. Muslims who were protesting outside a mosque in Mercato. That is why it was being feared that same could happen this Friday too. So, what happened after Friday prayers in Addis Ababa, Ethiopian capital? Unknown number of people injured and killed. Ambulances unable to reach the injured people. Ustaz Abu Bakr, Muslim scholar, just a few minutes ago issued a statement. What happened? Firstly, let me give you a little background. Oromia regional government is building Shaggar city, which encircles Addis Ababa, Ethiopian capital. In Shaggar city, buildings, churches, houses, mosques are being demolished. Oromia government says that those buildings built on state land, built illegally, are being demolished. We saw that Orthodox Church issued a statement a few days ago condemning demolition of churches. Human Rights Commission of Ethiopia has confirmed large-scale demolition of houses of civilians. Then Muslim community also issued a statement a week ago, more than a week ago, saying that 19 mosques had been demolished in Shaggar city in the last 3 months or so. Muslim Ethiopian Islamic Affairs Supreme Council, top Muslim body, held a meeting with Shimalis Abdisa, Oromia region's president. Issue remain unresolved. Then Islamic Affairs Supreme Council wrote a letter to Ethiopian PM Abiy. Again, no response from the government. So that is why last Friday, Islamic Affairs Supreme Council asked all imams of mosques to condemn demolition of mosques in Friday's sermons. But the imams, they not only condemned demolition of mosques, but protests started last Friday. In Addis Ababa, Ethiopian capital, there is a mosque by the name of Anwar Mosque, a big mosque in Mercato area. Last Friday, Muslims, after praying, came out of Anwar Mosque and they started their peaceful protest. Peaceful. Security forces stopped Muslim demonstration. They tried to disperse the protesters. They fired tear gas. Then they resorted to live bullet firing. Several Muslims were injured. Some said 3 were killed. I was able to confirm 1 casualty, but some said 3 were killed. And several were injured last Friday. That is why this Friday, today as well, there are fears that again same thing could happen at Anwar Mosque. So what happened? Well, it is being confirmed that again today security forces in Addis Ababa, Ethiopian capital, in Mercato area opened fire at Muslim worshippers. Unknown number of Muslims have been injured and killed too. 1 casualty is being confirmed by several sources. What happened? Why did security forces open fire at Muslims? Did Muslims try to protest? Did they come out of Anwar Mosque to stage a rally like we saw last Friday? I don't know. Conflicting reports are coming in. Some news sources backed by Muslims, they claim that Muslims did not take out any rally. They were inside the mosque when they were fired at, which does not seem likely. Obviously, there was an attempt to start a protest. Security forces were already there. Why? Because if you remember the video last night, yesterday, local authorities served notices to the businesses, shop owners in Mercato area where Anwar Mosque is situated. All business owners, shop owners were told to keep their businesses, shops closed till the conclusion of Friday prayers at Anwar Mosque. Why? Because there were fears that once again people could try to protest, and if the protested properties could be damaged. So written notices were served. Businesses, shops were closed. Last Friday, Muslims were not armed. We confirmed they did not have any firearms in their possession. And this week as well, I have not been able to confirm that any Muslim was armed or any Muslim tried to fire at security forces. Muslims are not armed, they're not firing at security forces, but security forces fired at Muslims. And there is a women mosque too. That women mosque, women who were praying there, they also came under attack. Ustaz Abu Bakr is a Muslim scholar, one of top Muslim scholars, active in politics to some extent, and he has issued an urgent message a few minutes ago. The message is for Ethiopian security forces. So Abu Bakr says that Muslims are empty-handed, unarmed, and that ambulances are not being allowed to reach Anwar Mosque. In Anwar Mosque, there is presence of injured Muslim believers. Killed too. Urgent medical aid is needed, but security forces have laid siege to Anwar Mosque. Security forces are not letting ambulances to pass through this cordon to reach Anwar Mosque. You see, the situation is alarming. Not only was a security situation seen in Addis Ababa, in some other parts as well. In Jimma, Muslims protested. In Shashamane, Muslims took to the streets. And pictures are now coming in from Jimma where Muslims protested and security forces used fire to disperse Muslim protesters. Unknown number of people injured in Jimma too. We're starting to receive pictures from other parts of Oromia too, but protests confirmed, protests by Muslims after Friday prayers confirmed in Jimma, Shashamane and some other parts of Oromia. Just 24 hours ago, Oromo Federalist Congress issued a statement condemning demolition of mosques, demolition of churches, demolition of houses in Shaggar city, asking regional government to take local elders, religious elders to take them on board if any action is needed. Ustaz Abu Bakr is asking security forces to stop their action, and the security forces must allow ambulances to reach Anwar Mosque. Alarming developments in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. By the way, just a week ago, we saw big rallies in Oromia, not in Addis Ababa. Oromia government did not try to stop those rallies. Rallies were taken out to support Ethiopian National Defense Force. People chanted slogans. There were security forces protecting the rally participants. We saw that. I covered. And now, when Muslims are protesting, unarmed, empty-handed, they are being bombarded, they are being attacked by security forces. I think government has decided that it will not let any protest to happen in Addis Ababa. It is not allowing any protests to be held in Addis Ababa, Ethiopian capital, without permission from Addis Ababa government. By the way, last night, Ethiopian Islamic Affairs Supreme Council issued a statement asking all Muslims to just pray at mosques and return to their homes peacefully. No call for protests by Islamic Affairs Supreme Council. Then who protested? Did anyone protest? And that led to start of opening of fire by security forces. Or security forces unprovoked fired at Muslims. It's not clear. We'll have to wait and see. But only confirmation is that several Muslims have been injured, at least one killed, in today's use of force by security forces in Addis Ababa in Mercato area at Anwar Mosque. Thank you for watching.